Good morning everybody, it's Tracy in Australia and I'm here to share my latest journal. I'm calling these tall and skinny. So it measures about 4.5 by 10.25 and it's very similar to in construction to the one I showed last week. This one's called Best Friends and really centers around these beautiful vintage photos. These are reproductions of children and their pets because it's just really love the expression on the faces of children when they're with animals. So let's get into it. The construction is craft text, and over that I have layered this lace fabric. On the spine I added some buttons where I've sewn in the signature, and on the front done some collaging with some old pieces of doily, old bits of tulle from a wedding dress. This is a beautiful applique that's been hand dyed that I have. I love the stamens there. I've also added this little charm in the shape of a heart on a bulb pin so that can be moved. There's some old linen behind there, a scrappy piece of paper that I have printed onto, and it's actually held together with some chiffon sari silk in a dusty sort of pink. When it's open, it is rather gaitery, but I don't mind that. It's a bit hard for me to see here, so let's get right into it. So on the inside, on the facing page, I've actually used paper and made a pocket. On my previous one, I left that with fabric. This one, I added the paper too. There's various bits and pieces that have been used in the construction of this journal. I was just going through my stash and just using up things. So this is a piece from Antique Paperie. This beautiful pink page is a freebie from Yvonne Preston. I did make a new purchase this week. I found a new person on Etsy because I haven't been there for a long time, Sam Poole, and I did purchase a little haberdashery thing from her, and I love that. I sewed on some little buttons. These are pieces from my Porch Prints. This is also a little tuck spot here, so that comes out. Love these little labels, also from my Porch Prints, and I've used them throughout the journal. I love this old bit of music paper. It says My Baby Bar, and on the next page is this delightful photo of this child with a lamb. So that's been layered, and I've left a little pocket for a bingo card that says Forever. That's a commercial piece. Done a little dangle up here. That's an old bit of embroidery from a doily, and then some bits and pieces. There's a lace paper ruffle here. This is part of a vintage trim, which I really love. It's little flowers, but it's very old. I love it. Okay, I love these butterflies. So again, my Porch Prints, and this is the fabric swatch from the Sam Poole purchase, and I just love that. Really cute. So I'm going to hopefully use those quite often. There's some collaging up here. That's actually a little tuck spot. This is actually a copy of something that's originally in my stash, a piece of French ledger paper. So some little tickets there and a little tuck spot. The little butterflies are actually washi tape, and I've put quite a few of those around. So again, just some little fabric and doily pieces there for a little cluster. This was a piece that was gifted to me. I love the colour. I'm not quite sure what it is, and there's a letter printed on that. This is from, is it my Porch Prints? No, not my Porch Prints. The Old Design Shop, freebie from the Old Design Shop, and I've printed that onto newspaper because I love how it feels. But just be warned that it's not waterproof, unlike the pages that are printed onto photo or presentation paper. Page from a French book. I've actually reinforced that with some muslin because I find those things are often quite brittle. This is an adorable little photo and I've seen it quite a few times on Pinterest. It's a little boy playing the banjo and a dog. So I've done a little clustering there with a button, made a pocket, and also I did print out a couple of little sayings. This one says best friends. Having a play with making stickers, and that's actually from Mrs. Cog. And another little photo there, and the little saying says, I'm never afraid when you are with me. Little girl with two beagles, they're adorable. Again, a couple of pieces there. I can't remember where that one's from, but this one is the Graphics Fairy. And up here, I just used one of the little labels and put some jute under that. And just tore around the label. And this is actually a pocket because it's a paper bag, and inside, just to give it a bit more rigidity, I've put a page from an old French novel. So this is a commercial card, but I thought the colors went really well. This is from my Porch Prints, a letter, and inside a receipt that I've printed onto newspaper. That's also from my Porch Prints. And then another of the fabric swatches from Poole. And there's some lace on that, so just thought that was really nice together. So this is just some collaging around a commercial card that says, friends become our chosen family, which is what happens with animals. Memories, and just up here is a pocket, and this is actually a bookmark postcard. Now these are gorgeous. I can't remember whether it's from the Graphics Fairy or a purchase from Etsy. And then I just tea-dyed a tassel to go on the end of that. And this photo I just love. It's this very stern little boy with a cat, and they're sitting in some sort of cart. And the little label says, friends until forever. And in that, yeah, just a little stamp and another piece from the haberdashery purchase from Poole. A little collaging up here. These are actually beautiful vintage laces. And a little trinket on a pen. Just had a really good go at distressing that letter, a very old letter. That's I think Graphics Fairy, or it might be Old Design Shop. So paper snippet here, but I have added bits of lace to it as well. This is actually from Tailor-Made Journals, and I've done, again, a little cluster up here, and onto that I have made a little book and hung it. And then there's a little key. Really like how that turned out. And inside just printed a letter onto tracing paper. Here's the other side of that. Not as much decorating on these back pages because the journal was really gatory enough. This is actually a copy of a piece that's an original piece that's in my stash, and I've printed that back and front and really distressed it. Just having a little play. This was an Etsy purchase, and 4 little children on a horse or a pony, and it says Grand Adventures. Actually, they were probably off to school, but it's nicer to pretend that they were on the Grand Adventure. So another one of those postcard bookmarks, and this was just a blank page from a book, but I love the way that this person has put their signature, and I remember doing that as a child, and I just loved the colour and loved what was going on with that page, so I've popped it in there. Some more collaging here, and that's just a little pocket, and then there's another little piece of ephemera in there. So this is the other side of that envelope, and in it I had to put a copy of one of the postcards that is in my collection. I have quite a collection of postcards and poodles, mostly standard poodles, because they're actually the dogs that my husband and I have owned for coming up to 30 years now. So we always have poodles. And that was just a little nod to them. So here, an adorable little girl. I love what she's wearing, and her little scruffy dog, and it says Keeper of Secrets. And here, just to put some of those secrets in, I've made a little book with a Tim Holtz piece, and then just 2 little pieces from the Sam Poole purchase there. Bits of washi, one of those stick-on butterflies. I love them because the wings don't stick down and they look like they're flying. Another sticker. Here, one of the antique Paperie pages, and I've just made a little pocket, added some old laces and a little brad, something that I've stamped. This is from Graphics Fairy, and then another little piece of ephemera. I liked the colours and thought that went with that very well. Some more collaging onto the book page. The other part of that receipt. Here I've pinned an envelope. There is something in there as well. Another one of the, I think these are actually cancelled checks or something similar. Another one of the ones from my stash, which I've copied. And the other side of that, ledger paper, which I've heavily distressed. And then my last little photo is of this adorable girl with her kitten, and it said, always in my heart. Little, this is a die cut doily. It just had a little bit of colour. I felt the page needed that. Up here is a little pocket with 2 pieces of commercial ephemera, just some little pieces in there. The other part of that piece of music paper, and a couple of little pieces of ephemera in that pocket. I had so many photos that I could have included in this journal, but you can't include everything. So I hope that you've enjoyed watching that, and hopefully I will see you again very soon with another project. Okay, bye.